Hey everyone, if you have a Real Geeks website or are new to Real Geeks, then this video is for you. In this tutorial, we will go from knowing nothing about Real Geeks or online lead generation to creating a fully optimized website and lead generation funnel using Real Geeks. One of the same campaigns that I've used for my clients for the past 5 years. Now I know this looks intimidating, but don't worry. Every step in this process, from adding your domain name, logo, to email automation and Google Ad campaign creation, will be shown in detail. This video is pretty long, but setting up an entire lead generation funnel takes time and we have a lot to cover. So I divided this video up into individual chapters. You can find the links to all the chapters in the description below. In this tutorial, you will learn how to set up your domain name with your Real Geeks website, how to navigate the Real Geeks dashboard, how to add your logo, customize things, how to assign leads. I'll show you how to set up your email text automation sequence and make sure it works, how to set up and install your tracking codes from multiple platforms so you can track your cost per lead, taking it a step further and showing you how to find the best keywords and search terms to rank for on Google, and finally, how to set up your Google Ads campaign and be able to have them live by the end of this video. Now, before we begin, it's important to know that parts of these videos have been pre-recorded, so there may be some slight wording errors or some small introductions for each video section. Now, if you don't have a Real Geeks website and are still considering it, you can click the link in the description below this video where I have a Real Geeks review video where I go in depth on Real Geeks and actually compare it to other softwares. So with all that being said, let's dive into Real Geeks and get started. Now, to give you a brief backstory of myself, I own a real estate advertising agency for the past 5 years, and I specifically only work with agents with either Real Geeks websites or KV Core websites. And from that, it's allowed me to learn an extensive amount about the website backend and also generating leads online. I've generated roughly 75 to 100,000 real estate leads, mostly through Google Ads and then Facebook ads, but all through the Real Geeks websites. I've sent over 100,000 emails through the Real Geeks backend softwares and their email automation and text sequences. And so everything that I'm going to be teaching you guys today is all from my experience as well. And so the keyword research, the Google Ads will all be from my tested experience working with dozens of clients that also have Real Geeks websites. So once you guys have got on the call with Real Geeks, you guys have got your website set up. This is a login dashboard, and now we're going to want to attach the domain name. So quick thing is we're going to want to Google this because there is documents on the Real Geeks website for this. Just type in a domain name change, Real Geeks. You're going to want to click on launching website. And then you're going to want to open whatever provider is hosting your domain name. So if it's Namecheap or you're using a web hosting company, if you have access to it, great. But if you don't, just follow the steps in the document and then send all that stuff to the actual developer. So first we're going to want to go down here and then we're going to need these 4 name servers. And so, for example, if you were just using like GoDaddy or Namecheap or anything else, you would log in here. We'd click manage. And then we're going to go down, and normally it would be on Namecheap Basic DNS, and we do custom DNS, and this applies to all different providers. And then we're going to want to go here, copy this name server, and then paste it here, and paste all 4 there. And then you're going to save. It'll take a few hours, but then hopefully within 24 hours, your domain name will be attached to Real Geeks website, and you'll be good to go. Because once you guys get your site up and you've actually got your domain name pointing, your website should actually be up and running. And now we want to set up and learn how we can actually navigate this entire Real Geeks backend, okay? So I'm going to show you guys the navigation first, and then we're going to go through some of the setup checklist. So with navigating, we are on the leads.realgeeks.com, and this is where you'll spend 95% of your time because this is where you manage, respond to, connect with all your leads, okay? So this is where you're going to log in and you'll pop up here with the live feed, follow-ups, past due follow-ups. And then really what you're going to want to be using this mostly for is going to be all my leads. And this will have a list of all the leads you have. You can click, contact them, and I will go into that a little bit further, but not into this video, but just to show you guys realistically, dashboard, leads, virtually everything else you don't really need. There's emails and texts. You don't necessarily need that because we're going to be using the workflows. Ponds is just kind of setting up different pools of clients. And then users is the only another one you may need if you want to add someone else to manage your backend. Maybe they're running ads for you or anything like that. This is where you go in to add more users, just clicking here, new user. And basically that's it for the lead dashboard. It's very, very simple. Now the two other ones you're going to mainly use, if you do want to navigate anywhere around your website, you just want to click in these corner and then it'll have everything here. So you could do support, ads manager, everything else, but realistically, the only three that you're going to be using is lead manager, which is a majority, edit website for small tweaks, and then the workflow drip, and that's where you set up your email and text sequences. So let's actually first, before we even go into any of these other ones, let's go to the setup checklist. So we're going to click setup checklist. And what we're going to be first doing is configuring our email integration. So we want to sync our email, whatever real estate business email you have. You want to sync that with Real Geeks, so then everything's like going through back and forth. So if anyone signs up as a lead, you're getting the email, you're able to respond to them, and everything's synced up properly. So very, very simple. Real Geeks set it up very easy for you to set up. You just want to click more, click on the documents, and they have an entire document on it. And then you're literally just going to want to scroll down. So if you do have a Gmail or G Suite account, you're going to want to click here. If you have a Microsoft account, you're going to want to click here. But basically, you want to click here. It'll take you to this pop-up. And then you want to click Setup Now. And then you'll choose Gmail, Microsoft, or if you have another one, you have to do SMTP. Just click that, log in, and then it'll automatically sync up and you'll be good to go. I'm not going to go through the process because this client has already set it up, but it's very, very simple. Just click this, log in, and you'll be good to go. All right. So now once you did that, your domain name and your emails could be synced up. Now we want to get our logo up. Because a lot of the time when the Real Geeks does set up your website, sometimes if you don't give them it, they may not actually add your logo. And so I do want to show you guys how you can kind of navigate and do small tweaks on your website as well. And so from here, we're going to want to click little button, click Edit Website. And from here is where we have access to everything, or blog pages, categories, posts, comments. We can add comments, delete comments, footers, homepage, literally everything right here. Now, when we want to actually delete capture forms, which is great too if you want to change the wording on it. But for the logo, we're going to want to go down to Site Settings, click Site Settings. And then we're going to want to go to Template Options. You could add your phone number there in the header. You could add phone number that appears in property detail pages, which I am actually going to add. And then detail page, photo, or logo. And this is where you're going to click Pick Image. And then this is just some uploaded, but you click Upload and then add the image, add your logo. And then now that will actually display as the header or header logo on your website. And then you can add the alt tag, which I do recommend. And then the favicon too. And so I always do recommend having a favicon. If you guys don't know what that is, a favicon is this, or this, or this. And you can see in this website, this doesn't have a favicon, so it just gives you the globe. And so we always do want that. You could use your actual logo, or you could just use or whatever brokerage you're using, their logo too. Either or, it doesn't matter, but I do recommend adding a favicon as well to give your site that overall professional look. And then other than that, that's really all you guys really need to focus on. Now we have our logo, our favicon, our email, and our domain name set up. Basically all the basics. So the first thing is we're going to want to look at lead assignment for agents and lenders, and then we're going to be creating new leads and lead sources, okay? Now, assigning to leads to different agents, this is only going to apply if you have a team, you're working with multiple agents, and you want to actually give some of those leads to different agents and then just take a commission for it. And so first, we're obviously going to want to go see our docs. Lead assignment. You can read right through here, it'll tell you everything about it. You could do round robins, weighted round robins, or geographic round robins if you have guys in different cities. Weighted geographic round robins. Realistically, you guys are not going to use this, unless you're on a team, you're not going to use this until you actually get to the point where you have too many leads that you can't even handle, that you actually have to refer those leads to other agents and take like a 25% commission, which will happen at some point once you start crushing your Google ads and Facebook ads. But at this point, most of you will not need this type of stuff. But anyways, just to go over so you guys know what you're doing, we're going to want to go up here, go to the lead assignment tab, click here. and then this is here. Now, if you wanted to add teammates or team members or different agents onto this profile so you could do the round robin, just click users, add a new user, and then it's going to pop up here. And then you can go through, set up everything through here, and this is where the lead assignment works. All right, so that's basically it for the lead assignment. Very, very simple, and all the documents, we're right in here. The next thing we're going to want to do is look at adding leads and new lead sources. And we're going to want to walk through all this stuff and look through this. I'm not going to go through it today because this is just for you guys to look through to really get the details of it. I'll just show you guys it. But basically, when we go back to our backend, right, we're going to be in here. Unless you guys are a brand new agent, most of you guys are going to have past leads, past clients, email lists, and all that stuff that you guys are going to want to upload to Real Geeks, right? So the first thing you're going to want to do is click All My Leads. Then from here, you're going to want to click New. And you're going to want to click Bulk Import. And so how you actually get that file that you can upload is you're going to want to go to whatever CRM system that you were using previously. And under all your users, there's going to be somewhere on the web page where you can export it. And you're going to want to export it in a CSV file, so .csv. And then you're going to want to go here, click Bulk Import, add the CSV file, and then all your leads will actually auto-populate. All right, so that's how you actually get all your past leads there. Now we're going to go back to the dashboard again. Go to All My Leads. So I showed you the one side of lead assignment, and so that's just where it's purely like all automatic. It's setting it up for you. That's only really honestly needed. I honestly only think you'll ever need that if you actually are referring leads to other agents and taking the commission. Because if you do have a team, it's most likely easier to manually assign them, which is what I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay. So for example, we're going to want to do actions, and here we can look at all this stuff, and we're going to want to do assign. But before that, if you want to actually assign leads to different agents, you're going to want to find whatever leads you want, click on them, and then we're going to go to actions, assign, and then agent. And then this is where we can do a lot of different things. We can put it into the round robin if we wanted to. We can turn it into different leads. So if it's a cold lead, say they haven't responded to you at all, you can put it into a cold lead. You can actually add in the pawns a warm lead too. So say they have opened your emails, they have responded a few times, then that could be a warm lead. And then hot leads are obviously ones that are interested. So this is also how you can segment by cold, warm, and hot leads too. But then also you can assign a lead here. So then you can click different agents, obviously my name and then the client that I'm working with. But this is exactly it. So just click on the whatever leads you want, and you can change it from cold lead, warm lead, hot lead. You can put it in the round robins, and you can assign it to an agent. And so just so you guys know that is somewhat important that you guys will have to know down the road. Now this is going to be one of the vital steps you guys are going to want to do, because any lead that you get in your website, chances are you're not going to convert them right away. A lot of leads, especially with Google Ads, we see the turnaround to actually convert into an actual sale or a client, is about 1 to 2 months. If you're using Facebook, you're looking 6 to 12 months out. That's why I love Google Ads, because we can convert them within 1 to 2. But because it still takes a few months, we do want emails and text to automatically go out, so you don't have to manually do it for every single client, because that would be extremely, extremely tedious. All right. So from here, we're on the setup checklist. We're going to want to set up templates for email and text messages. So we're going to want to click out here. And what we're going to do is click these 9 arrow or dots, click workflow drip. And then from here, we're going to want to add a workflow. You're going to click library. The great thing about Real Geeks is they already have tons of automated email autoresponders set up already in place. So what I usually actually do is I actually use this one off the start. So I'm going to click use. And I use this because I like the layout. They do have some okay emails. I personally go in and tweak them. And so what I've done is, if you guys did sign up with Real Geeks using my link and you guys sent me the email, you guys should have the actual brand new 180-day email sequence that I did send you guys. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to actually modify this. If you guys didn't sign up using my link, or you are in a completely different website, then you will have to optimize this campaign and write your own emails. But if you did use my link to sign up with Real Geeks, you will get my entire email sequence. And so you're going to want to modify this, obviously, because this is just the general one, which still does convert well, but The one that I have converts a lot better. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to that document, which I'm not going to show in this video, but you're going to want to go to that document. And then basically I'm going to have it laid out exactly like this. So each email is going to tell you the exact time of how long you want to wait to send that email. And then also right here, you're going to be able to go in. So this is for the SMS. So I will in the document have an SMS, so you know exactly what messages are. And you basically go into the document, copy that, and then paste it in here. The only thing you may have to change is your actual name, your URL, and then maybe the first name bracket thing. But other than that, you're basically going to follow all my steps. So you'll see in the document, it'll have the structure. So it'll tell you, and this will be exactly the same flow. So you're going to want to set up the time and how long it's going to wait to be sent from here. So you're going to set up, obviously, this is going to be different when you import the basic email sequence, but you're going to want to go in, add this as 1 minute and 1 minute for SMS and email, go to the document, copy all the copy that I have there, and then just go edit, paste it in here, and then save. And the way I've set up this email campaign isn't necessarily really pushy, because anytime I've worked with many clients and I've tried different things, and what really converts the best is when you just come off as a friendly resource. Because with a lot of agents, they really like the cold calls and salesy type of stuff, which really does push off a lot of buyers, especially in this new age. And so you really want to come in as just that helping hand. You just want to give them as much free value and knowledge around the home buying process or selling their home. So then when they do actually think of becoming or going with an agent, you're going to stand out way above everyone else because of the law of reciprocity. And I've had some agents who have converted clients without even calling them, just because we were sending them, free ebooks, free value emails, and really not pushing them to actually, hop on a call or become a client. And so with my email sequence, that's the way I've set it up. And I did spend a lot of time on that, so it will work really well. Just add it in here. All you need to do is go change the times, go click edit, copy and paste. Say, for example, in the automated one you'll have, it won't have like the SMS and everything here. All you'll have to do is click edit. And then you'll want to add a step. And so when you add a step here, you would just change this to SMS. You would change this to 1 minute if you were doing the very first one. And then you would choose the template campaign. Or you could just choose whatever and then go change the wording if you really wanted to. And so basically, you would just keep dragging this up all the way to the top. And it's not on the top, but you just drag it all the way to the top, and then it would be at the top and you'd be good to go. All right. And so another way, if you wanted to add the copy without just editing it here, is you can actually create them all set up previously. So basically what you would do is you go over, instead of workflows, you go to emails or SMS. So in my document, I have about 5 text messages that go out to the clients that are automated. So instead of just changing it in here, what you could do is you can click SMS. You'd add an SMS template. You would add it as, say, SMS number 1, which I personally do because it's a lot easier. SMS number 1 buyer, and then you go to my document, you'd see the first text message that gets sent out, you'd copy that, and then you just paste it right in here. You click save, and then you can just go back to the workflow, add the new step, bring it up to the top, change the time, change the action, and then you just click this, and then you click SMS buyer 1, and it'd be automatically implemented. All right. So setting up the email and text sequence is very important to actually converting the leads, because it really does add that extra benefit to help push them over the edge and build that rapport without you having to do anything. And so basically with this, you're guys going to want to go to workflows, come over here. And if you guys don't have one, you'd want to add a brand new template in using this one. And then you have this pre-built already. And then you refer to my document where I give you guys the best email text sequence. And then you use that. And you could either add new steps and modify it here, or just go in here to emails or SMS and add new emails. And then you go into the workflow, add steps, bring it up here, switch it in, and do it there. It's very simplified. And in the document, I lay it out very clearly so you guys know exactly what to do. And now this should be going on. It's going to consist of about 20 to roughly 30 emails or 30 messages in total, and it's going to last about anywhere from 8 months to a year. And so that way, even if those leads, because you're going to convert a lot of leads right off the bat, but say for those leads that were not interested, 8 months down the road, they may get an email that actually might convert them. They may actually be interested in a home, and then they reach out, which I have seen many times. So that's why it's really important to have this drip campaign sequence to go for anywhere from 6 months to a year, because we never know when people are ready to buy homes. And so as soon as they become a lead, it's our job to make sure we have those consistent touch points. That doesn't sound pushy, because these people don't want to be pushed to buy a home. It's a big home buying process and they just want help. Realistically, people want help. They don't want to be pushed to do something. And so by setting up this email campaign, we are just kind of popping in, hey, we're being a friend. What's up? Do you need any help? Here's some free value if you want to learn how to buy or sell your home better. And then at some point, a lot of them will reach out. All right, guys, so it's very, very simple. Implement this right when your site becomes live, because as soon as you run Google Ads, you're going to be generating leads most likely within the first day. Okay, so now we're in the ad section, and in this video specifically, but in the next few, we're going to be going over setting up all of our accounts. So we're going to be setting up Google Analytics, we're going to be setting up Google Ads, we're going to be setting up our Facebook Business Manager so we can get the pixel, and then also I will add in the console as well. It doesn't have much to do with ads, but it is very important to have that on your website. And so I'm going to go through all these in separate videos, but the first one we're going to start with is Google Analytics, because that is very like the baseline that we want to do right away. And so, very, very easy to sign up. You're going to want to go to Google Analytics, click. This is what the page you'll get to if you don't have a Google Analytics account. And you're going to want to click Start Measuring, see your account name, so whatever, your name, Gibson Real Estate. This is fine. Next. Okay, so Google just changed their analytics to have a different type of analytics. We're not going to want to use this because a lot of different websites still aren't up to date on this. So do not sign up using this. You're going to want to click Show Advanced Options and create a Universal Analytics property. And so, I mean, if you're watching this from a year now, this may change, but if it has changed, it's Google how to set up Google Analytics. It's one of the easiest things you can set up. And then you're going to want to type in your website. So let me see if a random website even works. Actually, I'll do this. I don't know. Because, see if that works. Create both Google Analytics. No, we're going to want to create Universal Analytics property only. Favorite Gibson Real Estate. We still got to change this. Since I'm from Canada, I'm going to change everything. Vancouver time. Perfect. And then this, we're going to put real estate. Just small, it doesn't really matter. Create. If you're in Canada, just change this, even though I'm pretty sure it's the exact same. Accept. Okay. So we're going to save. Dismiss. Alright, so now we're actually into our Google Analytics. And basically this is all we're going to need to do right now. First what we want to do is get the tracking code. So we're going to click tracking code, copy this tracking code, and then I would just open a Google Doc. So, or you can do notes. And then just post that. So that's your Google Analytics, and we're going to need to email all these tracking codes to Real Geeks, and then Real Geeks will add it to the backend, so you don't have to do any of the coding. And then for Google Analytics, that is done. We will have to go back into Google Analytics to create goals in the future, but I will create another video for that once we're onto the Google Ads. For Google Analytics, that's literally it. That's all you got to do. Okay, so in this next video, we're going to be setting up our Google Ads. So, very simple again, we're going to want to type in Google Ads, go right here, and then we're going to click Start Now. Something that I do want to tell you guys about right before I do this is always Google Ads credit. And then they have one for Canada, the States, they have all the different ones. And then basically just type your email in and click send. And if you've done this offer before, just type in a different email, it'll work. And then you get $150 in ad credit. So that's I think it's if you spend $150, but I mean, that's a free $150 just for starting out. So that'll save you guys some money. And then you're going to want to go into Google Ads, click Start Now. And then it will prompt you through this. We're going to want to do Get More Website Sign Up Sales. Business name, you do your real estate website. You type in your website name. Type in one of my website. Maybe it's .ca. I don't know. It's an old website. Okay, yeah, here we go. So we're gonna click next. And now Google Ads makes you set up a campaign right off the bat. So we do have to go through this, but we're not going to be paying any money, so don't worry about this. So just leave this, but it doesn't matter. Click next. Doesn't matter. Click next. Doesn't matter. Click next. Doesn't matter, honestly. Click next. Doesn't matter. And then this is where you enter your promo code from this earlier. And then you enter your payment profile, your individual, your address, your payment methods, and all that good stuff. You'd agree, submit. Oh, no. Submit. And boom, it's done. Okay, so now we're going to go in here, skip for now. Okay, and so the first thing we are going to want to do from here is click switch to expert mode, because we always want to switch to expert mode and never use this other mode that they have. Okay, so now we could actually see the campaigns and everything else. And so this is where the main dashboard we're actually going to get to. So click campaigns. And then you can literally just pause this campaign. And then you're good to go here. And then this is how you just create new campaigns, but I'll have a whole different video for that. Okay, so now we set up our Google Ads. Everything's good. What we're going to want to do now is set up the conversion tracking. Because when we run the Google Ads, we're going to want to be able to track all the leads that sign up so we know what our cost per lead is. And so the quickest way to do this is just Google Ads conversion tracking Real Geeks. There's a few different documents, and there's a few different ways to do it. You can track through Google Analytics. You can also track through a Google conversion tag, which is generated in Google Ads. Now, I personally like to do the Google conversion tag. Sometimes when I set up the analytics goals, it doesn't actually work properly. So I usually stick with the how to generate Google conversion tag. So we would click on this link, and then boom, it's really easy. So go to your Google Ads go to your account, tools, conversions, click this. So we will go over here and click conversions. And we will add a new conversion. So we want website. And we want, if we just follow exactly what they do, select sign up. And we click sign up, conversion value. Don't use a value, as they said, don't use value, count 1, every 1. View through conversion, they don't give you that option. I always do 7 days. And so view through conversion is basically, if you did 1 day, that means Google Ads is only going to track the conversions. Where it happened is if he clicked on your ad, and then within 24 hours, he became a lead on your website. Where we'd rather have a week. So if they clicked on your ad, but then 3 days later they remembered your website and they went back and then became a lead, we want Google to track that. So I usually say change the view through conversion window to 1 week. And then we click create and continue. And then we install the tag ourselves. And we go grab this. But if you're following the rules, install the tag by yourself. You grab this and you grab this. And then you would go back to your notes file. I have a new one right now, but you would go back to your notes file, paste it in where you also have the analytics code. And then you would go down, double check, page load, perfect. And then you would paste this. And then we keep this file for when we actually send to Real Geeks. All right. And so now we actually have our conversion tracking. We click next, done. And now that's all set up. And so that's all good to go. Now we actually want to go back to our main dashboard, and we actually want to link our Google Ads account with our analytics. So then Google Analytics can get all the data possible from Google Ads as well. Go back into Google Analytics, and we're going to go to linked accounts. Google Analytics. And so we're going to click Google Analytics. And then right here, you can see, as long as you use the same email to sign up for your Google Ads and the Google Analytics, you'll see it right here, link. You'll click link, import site metrics, everything. And then boom. So now it's linked. Now you're able to actually track the conversions for when you actually run Google Ads. Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to be going over setting up our business manager account for Facebook and actually getting our Facebook pixel. So I'm sure all of you guys have Facebook profiles actually, and I'm sure many of you guys have your Facebook page where you posted stuff and then you just boosted the posts. I always never recommend doing that because Facebook literally sets boost posts up, so they limit the functions that you can do in the targeting, and so they're basically just eating your money with boosting promotions. And so you want to set up and do this back end, and you want to run all your ads through the business manager. One, because you get better targeting and you're gonna actually save money, but two, it actually allows you to separate yourself from your Facebook business profile and allows you to do more things. And it's just 10 times way better to actually access it from this dashboard. You can create pixels, you can create multiple ad accounts, and so on. But basically, if you don't have a business manager and you just have your Facebook profile, you're going to want to go to business.facebook.com. And I can't show you or go through the sign up process because all my emails have Facebook ad accounts already, but it's virtually the same just as Google Ads or Google Analytics or Bing Ads or any of those other ones. It's very simple. You just go in, enter your business name, you log in with your same Facebook profile account, connect your Facebook profile, very simple, and then you'll be redirected to this page. And this page will be the page that you always come when you type in business.facebook.com. All right. So there's two things I want to show you guys in this video. One is to get our Facebook pixel. And the second is actually to set up our Facebook business profile properly. Because since the elections, like when Trump got in office, Facebook's been scrutinized a lot and they've had to restrict a lot of targeting. They've had to restrict people's accounts and they're banning accounts a lot easier. And so I want to make sure that you guys don't get your accounts banned right away when you're running ads. This happened to me about last year when I was trying to run ads. Everything was compliant. All I did was I just turned my ad spend up too much. I went from $50 a day to $500 a day. And immediately, not only did that one ad account get banned, but all of my 13 ad accounts got banned, including my real estate clients as well. And I guess Facebook just saw that because I didn't spend much money on that ad account. And then all of a sudden I went from $50 a day, which is already quite a bit for that ad account, to $500 a day. And Facebook didn't like that and they just decided to ban me. 6 months later, I got reinstated because they claimed it was an error, but I just don't want you guys to go through those problems. So I'm going to show you a few things to do to make sure that Facebook looks at your business as an actual professional, legitimate business so they won't ban you. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to settings, and then we're going to want to go to business settings. And this is before you guys run any advertisements whatsoever. You want to try to do this stuff to set it up before so Facebook has no reason to even possibly ban you. So now you're on your Facebook business. If you want to add anyone to your profile, your pages, your ad accounts, or your business manager, you can do it right here. And then you have your pages, your ad accounts, but you're going to want to go down to business info. So you're going to want to fill out all this information, your business website name, tax identification number. You can see how many ad accounts you can create. You want to turn on two-factor authentication. That is one thing that Facebook does look for because then it knows that you're more legit because only you can get access to it. And another thing is the business verification status. And so you're going to want to try to get business verified. And so you'd want to turn on that. And then you'd want to start verification. And basically they're going to ask you to fill out all this information, your address. So if your business, you want to add your business license or your tax registration certificate, you're going to verify your address, phone number, and then submit all that stuff. And then in a few days or maybe a week or 2 weeks, Facebook will come in, verify your business account, and then you'll actually be verified and you have the two-factor authentication on, and then they'll set you up. So hopefully they should never have to ever ban you. All right. And so on that end, that's good. Now we're going to want to go back to the main dashboard. Okay, so now we've done those verification things. The next thing we want to do is I'm going to show you a quick navigation. So when you're here, basically the only places you'll need to go is click More Tools, Ads Manager. And the three things you'll ever need is Ads Manager, Audience, and then Events Manager. Audiences is where you can create retargeting audiences. So for anyone who just became a lead, you can create an audience just for all the people who became leads, so you can run ads to. Or if you wanted to target all the people who have been to your website but didn't become a lead, you can create an audience for that as well, and then run ads to that as well. So that's what audience is for. Ads is obviously to create ads, and events is where we set up our pixel. So this is the ads manager. Very simple. We got our campaigns, ad sets ads, just like Google Ads. And then we click here, and we can go to audiences. And I'll show you how to create a custom audience as well, because this will be important in the future. So we create custom audiences. So we click custom audience, we click our website, and we need to have our Facebook pixel installed first for this to happen, which I will show you in a second. But who meet all website visitors, you can do page view, view content, add to cart, search, payment info, or any of the other lead ones that you wanted to add there as well. And then you can click all website visitors, retention, so how long? So do you only want the leads or website visitors who've been there the last 30 days, or do you want the last 90 days? I usually create one that is like 7 days or 30 days. And then I create one that's 180 days as well. And so you could just, and then you'd add all visitors, add your description, and create an audience, and then Facebook will automatically use the pixel to auto-populate that. And then that way you have all these audiences that you can retarget to. Okay, so we've seen the ads manager, the audience, making sure our business is actually verified and looks legit. And then we're going to go into setting up our Facebook pixel. Okay, well I already created one, but it would pop up right here as create a pixel. And then you'd click that, create a pixel, and then this would pop up. And then you'd click web. You want to do Facebook pixel. Enter your name, so just Avery Gibson Real Estate Pixel. You enter your website in. CA, and you click continue. And then we don't use any of this, we add it manually. And so this is a base code, so we're going to take the base code and FB pixel right there. No. And we don't need any of this stuff for Real Geeks. For e-commerce sites you do, but now your pixel is going to be set up. Now it just needs to it'll pop up once it actually is installed on your website and actually has visitors to it. And so now we have all the code that we need. The only extra thing we need is Google Console. And I'll make another video quickly on that as well, which is very, very short. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up Google Console. Very, very easy. We're going to Google Console, and then we're going to click the second link. And basically, Google Search Console is like, it shows you all the detailed stuff about your website. It shows you website issues, it shows you the visitors, where they came from. It's really good for SEO purposes, and it basically tracks everything across your website. Similar to Google Analytics, but a little bit different. So we're going to click Start Now. And then basically what would happen is it would pop up like this, because I already have an account, but it pop up like this. We're going to add let's see what that gives us. Verifying property. Here, this is what's going to pop up. Okay, and so it's going to need us to copy and create a text record in our DNS configuration. And so right here, this is the code we need, and this is basically site verification. So it's verifying to Google that this is actually your site, which does help with SEO too and ranking in Google organically. And so we're going to want to copy this. Go over here, Google Console. And then boom, we got the Google Console, the Facebook Pixel, the Bing codes, and the Google Analytics. And so that's literally it. We'll click verify later because they have to import it up. And then this is it. So this is just very easy. It shows you your performance, web clicks, where they're coming from, some of the keywords, your sitemap. You're not going to need to use this much, but it is important to get on your website just right away. And so down the road, you know, if you do need to look at any stuff, it is already set up and ready to go. All right. So this is going to be a very, very quick video, but basically this is how we actually get all the code implemented onto our website. So we would want to go to the document where we have all of our code, and we're going to want to copy and paste all of it. And then we're going to want to go into our email, click compose, and we're going to want to send an email to support@realgeeks.com. And basically in here I just say, hi there, obviously I'm setting up someone else's website, but you just say, hey, can you please install these codes to X your website? And then you copy and paste the Bing code, Google Analytics, the text record, and the Facebook pixel as well. And then literally within less than 4 hours, they got back to me and they added everything up and everything's ready to go. Okay. Now, once you guys send the email, you do want to wait about 24 hours, and then you want to go through and check, because you always want to make sure that the code is properly installed, because sometimes Real Geeks doesn't implement it properly. So you'd want to go to your website. So I'll go to one of my clients' websites. And then there's some Google Chrome extensions you're going to want to download. So the first one you're going to want to download is Facebook Pixel Helper right here. So just type in Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome extension, download it. And then when you log in, you'll be able to see this. Click here and you can see page view. Yep, the Facebook Pixel is installed correctly. That's good. And then we're going to want to download the Google Tag Assistant Legacy. And then we're going to click enable. You can click record if you want. Refresh the page. Oh, 3 popping up. What do we got here? Global site tag, Google Ads conversion tracking, Google remarketing, Google Analytics. Perfect. And once the Facebook Pixel Helper and the Google Ads is triggering and it's giving you greens on those Chrome extensions, then you're good to go. You know it's installed properly. You'll be able to now track your conversions and actually see your cost per lead. With our actual advertising campaign, this is basically the very, very general overview of from the campaign level all the way to actually basically closing a client. And so once we set up all your websites, which I will have in the next videos, we're going to be running Google Ads, and we're going to be mainly focusing on Google Ads. And we're basically going to be running Google ad campaigns towards target areas in your location. So whatever city you're in, we're targeting the area you're in. And then they're going to go to your website, and that website is going to have an opt-in page where it's going to be able to get the lead information. So the name, the phone number, the email, and then all that data is going to get passed to the CRM. And then the CRM is going to have a built-in email and text autoresponder sequence. So that sequence is going to automatically get sent out to the client. So they'll get an immediate email and text. And then it's going to be a drip campaign. So over the next, 4 months, 6 months, even a year, they'll be getting consistent emails and SMSs to help increase your conversion rate in total. All right. And so once the guy comes from Google Ads, lands on your website, becomes a lead, he'll get that initial email and text. And then you need to actually follow up, and ultimately that's what's going to actually convert the leads. And then I do have my Facebook retargeting in there, which I do like to add in. I'm not going to show you guys that in this course. This course was made for Google Ads. I do have another course on Facebook and Facebook retargeting. I will have it in the bottom section of this course. If you guys are interested in that, you could just go to the bottom section of this course and then sign up for that one as well. But with Facebook retargeting, we always do want to retarget all the users that did go to the website but actually didn't become a lead, because we will get lead costs for about 50% off compared to Google by actually Facebook retargeting. So it's a very simple overview. We're running Google Ads, setting them to your actual website, not a landing page, but your website. They're going to enter their lead information in, they're going to convert, and then they'll go into your autoresponder where they'll get a drip campaign of emails and texts, and then ultimately you're going to be the one that's going to manually call them, close them, book them into an appointment, and either find them a home to buy or actually price their home to sell. All right. Hey guys. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the overview of Google Ads. So how the Google Ads backend works, how you can navigate your ad groups, campaigns, optimize stuff, access your settings and all that. And then we're going to go into actually finding the keywords so we can actually run them on Google Ads. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to find the right keywords for your actual area. So it doesn't matter where you are in North America. Just follow this video and use keyword research techniques and you will find the best keywords for you. Okay, so first of all, this is going to be the campaign structure, but I will get to this in a bit. First, I want to show you guys just the overview of Google Ads. So now you guys, in the previous video, you set up your Google Ads, you got your tracking codes, and now you'll actually just be in the main thing. So when you go and log into your Google Ads, you'll be in the overview dashboard. And this basically just kind of gives you a rough overview of all the different type of stuff here. I don't usually look at this. The first thing we're going to want to kind of learn about and navigate to is the campaigns. And so within Google Ads, if you don't have any experience into Google Ads, how Google Ads works is basically, well, obviously, most of you know that you're going to be ranking on Google. So if you search in, I'm a homes for sale, these are Google Ads. So this is basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to rank #1 for our area for these type of searches. And so how Google Ads works is there's 3 different levels. So there's the campaign level, which is basically the highest level view of your actual advertisement. And so usually within that, it's the city. So whatever city you're in, if you're in Fort McMurray or Calgary or Los Angeles or, Santa Clara or Santa Ana, wherever you are, that's going to be the campaign name. And then within the campaign, there's going to be ad groups. And so that's where you're able to segment who you want to target or what keywords you want to rank for that type of ad. And so within each ad group, there's going to be advertisements. So if I go over down to ads and extensions, you're going to see all the different ads. So these are the actual ads that show up right here. And then you can see the ad group that it's in. So there's a campaign level, which is going to be the city, and then there's an ad group, and then there's the actual ads that pop up on Google for each ad group. So that's the overview of how Google Ads, the structure of how it works. With navigating Google Ads, there's really the campaign level, there's the ad group level, there's the ads, and then keywords is something else you're going to want to look at. I will get to that in a later video when I show you guys how to optimize your campaigns, but I want to give you guys a quick overview. So these are the search terms. So these are all the searches you can put for each ad group. You can see the search terms. So what people are actually searching on Google, these are just the searches that you typed in so you want to rank for. These are the actual search terms that people are searching. As you can see within each ad group. And so other than that, that's pretty much all you guys are really going to need. You can see some audiences, or you can see demographics if you wanted to take a quick look at this, but we realistically don't really need that at this point. And then over here, there's the billing information, which I did go over before, but this is where you access your billing information and the tools. So if you want to go to your conversions to add another tracking code, if you want to create remarketing audiences, just go here. And other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Google Ads is very, very easy to actually understand, and you can always call them too, where Facebook, you can't call anyone, but Google, you can get on the phone with someone within a minute, and they can answer any questions you want. And so this is the main dashboard of Google Ads. Very, very simple. Now I actually want to go into actually showing you the different type of Google Ads that I run compared to everyone else, because this is really what separates the agents that I've shown this strategy or I've used with this strategy versus everyone else, and why you rank above these other people, get cheaper leads, okay? So this is the campaign structure that I run, okay? But before I even go into this, I want to show you guys kind of what typical agents do. Because when you see, let me go back to the campaigns. So most agents will have this. So they'll have Fort McMurray as their campaign, right? And then they'll click in and they'll have, instead of having 14 ad groups or whatever that I have, they'll have one ad group. So they might just call it real estate. And then within this ad group is where you add all the keywords that you actually want to rank for. So they would have, Fort McMurray real estate, Fort McMurray homes for sale, Fort McMurray condos for sale, townhomes for sale, Fort McMurray mobile homes for sale. And they would stuff all the keywords that they want to rank for in one ad group. And then they would go create their ads based on that ad group. And so with that ad campaign, it's obviously super easy, because that's what most agents do. If you go online, that's usually what you see. But there's a 10 times better way to actually get your ads in front of them. Not only are you going to rank higher on Google, but you're going to have more people click through and actually become a lead, because it's way more relevant to what they're actually searching. And so what I like to do, instead of just cramming all the keywords that you want to rank for in one ad group, and then just having 1 or 2 ads displayed, because the biggest problem with this, and why I want to really push into this, is because when you add your keywords into this one ad group, you're adding, like I said, then I'm homes for sale, real estate, townhomes, homes with suites, mobile homes, or whatever other keywords you want to rank for. But you have to type your ad out. And so what's your ad going to be? Is it going to be houses for sale, Fort McMurray real estate? So when someone searches condos for sale, they're going to see houses for sale, Fort McMurray, or Fort McMurray real estate. So it's not as relevant to what they're actually searching. And so what I do is I actually separate all the ad groups. So what I do is I'll have the main campaign. So say it's Fort McMurray or Victoria or wherever you want. And then I will take each specific keyword that someone's going to search in. So say, for instance, it's Victoria or Fort McMurray homes for sale. I'm going to keep just that keyword in one ad group. And then I'll have another ad group that'll be Fort McMurray condos for sale. And I'll have another ad group that's Fort McMurray mobile homes for sale. Or I could even have neighborhoods within each of this Fort McMurray. So for instance, if in Fort McMurray, there's a neighborhood called Timberlea. And so I could have Timberlea homes for sale. And then vice versa. And I keep going up and I separate those ad groups. And the reason why is because then when someone searches, say, Fort McMurray mobile homes for sale, in my ad group, I can create the ad to exactly say that. So rather than say, for example, let me give you an example. Okay, and so for an example for this would be like, say, if I typed in condos for sale Fort McMurray, boom, the number one ad that ranks on Google Ads is Fort McMurray condo sales. So, I mean, it's not typing for sale, but it says sales, so it's literally exactly what the person's searching. So Google deems that as more relevant, so they're going to rank you above everyone else. Now, let's try to find the second ad. So clearly it's not at the top, so it's going to be at the bottom. Low inventory in Fort McMurray, thinking of selling. Fort McMurray condo apartments, condo sales, that's the same company. So you can see that these ones aren't as relevant to what the person's actually searching, therefore they're actually ranking at the bottom rather than right at the top. And so by segmenting it into almost single keyword ad groups, or you have a couple keywords within that ad group, you're able to rank above everyone else and actually rank on Google. And the main reason why is because of Google Quality Score. And Google Quality Score is like the number one important factor that we really want to focus on getting as high as possible. Because with Quality Score is virtually what Google determines if you are going to rank at the top or at the bottom. And this is very, very important because I want to show you what the difference is if you had a quality score out of, say, 3 out of 10 versus if you had a quality score of, say, 9 out of 10. So if I look up, it's an easy quality score, Google, and it's going to be an image, and I could show you exactly this and why we want to get the highest quality score, because not only are we going to rank at the top, we're going to get higher click-through rates and we'll get cheaper cost per leads. Here, great example. Okay, so there's 4 different advertisers, right? So say there's 4 different agents trying to run ads. One of the agents, advertiser 1, has a max bid of $2, so he's willing to pay $2 per click and that's it. Second one is $4, second one's paying $6, and number 4 is willing to pay $8. But advertiser 1 has a quality score of 10, 2 has 4, and advertiser 3 is number 2, and then advertiser 4 has a quality score of 1. And so and then based on that, Google will give you an ad rank. And so we can see advertiser 1 has an ad rank of 20. Advertiser 2 is an ad rank of 16, advertiser 3 is 12, and advertiser 4 is 8. So, based on that, we can see that even though advertiser 1 is willing to pay the least amount per click, since his quality score is the highest, he's going to get the cheapest cost per lead at $1.61. But this advertiser 4, since his quality score is a lot worse, he's going to pay $3. And this final bottom one, he's willing to pay 4 times more than advertiser 1. So therefore you think he would rank number 1. But since his quality score is so crap, Google knows that most people aren't going to probably click on his ad or they're not going to have a good experience. So therefore, they give him the highest cost per click. So it's not necessarily how much you're willing to bid. It's more about quality score. When you want to worry about actually how much you have to bid, that's basically when you've capped out everything. Like you are getting the cheapest cost per lead, you're ranking almost number 1 every single time, but you want to virtually make sure that no matter what, you are on the top and your conversion rate's really good. That's the only time you need to increase your bid. What you need to focus on is your quality score. Because if you have the best quality score, you will rank above all these other people. Okay? Now there's 3 components to quality score. There's the expected click-through rate, so what Google expects your click-through rate's going to be, which is why it's very, very important to have a relevant ad to what they're actually searching on Google. Second one is the landing page experience. So how relevant is that landing page, the page that they go to from what they're searching? So if they search condos for sale, but then they click on it and it shows them a bunch of homes, that's not as relevant to if they had condos for sale and they clicked on it and it showed them just a list of condos for sale. And then the third one for quality score is your actual ad or your keyword relevancy to your ad, which is another reason why we want to do these single keyword ad groups. So knowing that, if someone searches condos for sale and we rank with condos for sale, our ad relevance is very high. The click-through rate is going to be higher because it is exactly what they're searching, and our landing page is going to be way more relevant to what they're exactly searching, right? So if they typed in condos or mobile homes and they went to a mobile homes page, it's going to look 10 times better than if they went to one and it showed condos and regular homes and stuff. And so by setting up our ad campaign like this, we're able to get the highest quality score and actually rank above all these other people without having to bid way more than everyone else. And so that's why I set it up like this. Okay, so yes, it does take a lot more time than just creating one ad group, but in the long run, once you set this up, you're going to be able to streamline your process, you get cheap leads, and it's very, very easy to optimize. So that's the overview. We want to run a campaign, and we want to split every single thing that someone will search into its own ad group. And I literally do that to the extent of if someone types in homes for sale for McMurray versus houses for sale for McMurray, I will literally create 2 different ad groups, homes for sale and houses for sale. And that's because I want to get my ad as relevant to what they're exactly searching. Okay? And so that's the basic strategy on how we set up our campaign. In the next video, I'll show you how to set it up actually and run the Google ads and how to optimize it. But that's the overview campaign level, and I hope you guys understand that. Okay? So now I actually want to go into how we can find these keywords. Okay, so for keyword research, we're going to want to use either 2 tools or one of the tools, okay? So the first one is Google Keyword Planner. So this is free and this is available to anyone to use. Just type in Google Keyword Planner, go to the Keyword Planner, and this will actually help you find relevant keywords to what you actually want to rank for. So if we go to random person, and then the second one would be, it's a Google Chrome extension. And although I personally recommend this one as the number one because it's the easiest and it just streamlines your process, you do have to pay. So it costs about $10 for like, I think, 1 million searches or something like that. So, I mean, it'll last you a good 6 months a year with $10. But basically with keywords everywhere, why I like that is this is the Chrome extension, is because it will literally give you the results right here on Google. Where in Keyword Planner, you actually have to type it in, but say we want to discover new keywords. So now you're in the Keyword Planner, okay? So the number 1 keyword for any location within real estate is obviously going to be your city and then real estate, right? So if we type in Victoria, real estate, and let's do Victoria homes for sale, because homes for sale or houses for sale is always the second one. Second largest search result, sorry. Okay, so now we can see all the keywords that we typed in and all the keyword ideas. We can see the volume, we can see the average monthly searches, we can see the cost per click roughly, even though that's definitely not true. And then we can see roughly the competition, although competition for me I don't really notice much of a difference in that, so I don't really pay attention to that. What I pay attention to mainly is the cost per click and the average monthly searches, okay? So obviously, Victoria Real Estate is the highest, Victoria Homes for Sale, MLS is another high one, Victoria BC Real Estate, and then condos for sale, MLS, houses for rent. How I actually record and key my keywords is I'll use a Google Sheets file. So I'll open up a Google Sheets file. I'll type in real estate keyword research. Okay. And then I'll type in keyword vol CPC. You could add more if you want to, but that's virtually it. And then basically I would just copy these and start adding them in. I know that's 8,100. And it says the cost per click is 14 cents, even though I know that's not true. And we just want to go in and jot as many of these down so then we can have an objective viewpoint from all the different keywords to see which one we want to go after. Keep in mind, something that I never do is I never run ads to Victoria Real Estate. I never run ads to MLS. I do test the homes for sale because that's pretty much the highest search volume, even though I noticed my lead costs are a little bit higher in these ones. The reason why I never run on Victoria Real Estate or the City Real Estate or MLS, even sometimes homes for sale, is because it is the number 1 searches, which means that all the agents are going to be trying to rank for those keywords. So that means your competition, your cost per click is going to be a lot higher, and you have to keep in mind the intent of the search. So when someone's typing in, Victoria Real Estate, are they really actually like ready to buy a home, or is that, would you get a lot of people that are just browsing and just want to look around? Most likely. So you're going to be paying the highest cost per click, and the intent of those people that are searching it aren't really the best people you really want to go after. So I don't waste my money on these keywords. Even though they do sound lucrative, please don't do these ones. There's other ones that we can rank for and get way better results that I've done consistently, okay? So Anyways, you want to keep going down, write all these down, because you just want to compile as much information as you can. You go to the next page, and there's just more, and keep adding these in, and keep adding these in. You know, these ones aren't really important. I want you guys to jot all these down because it's very important. Even though we might not use half of these, it's very important to get into the rhythm of getting all the keywords down, because even later down the road, if you want to add another keyword in there and start expanding your market, you have that database already ready to go, and you don't have to waste more time doing this again. Okay? So just keep jotting those down. And then keywords everywhere, it's the same thing. So you could just type in Victoria real estate. Now keep in mind, keywords everywhere may be a little bit off compared to keyword planner sometimes, because it's an extension, so it's obviously just pulling data. But basically here, so you have the volume, cost per click, and then you can scroll down and it would have all the related keywords. Now obviously some of these aren't relevant, some of these are. And then we can just get more data here. And if you wanted to, you could actually export this data. So you could export this. And then you can go in here, import, upload, drag it in. Append to current sheets. Boom, done. And so you could literally just do that, and that streamlines the entire process to get through it. And now I want you guys to do that until you have about 50 to 75, 100 keywords, okay? And once you have all that down, we'll pause this video, do that, and then come back to this video after, okay? Okay, so now we should have, you know, hundreds of keywords down here. Now I actually want to go into the strategy of what we're actually going to rank for, because I wanted to do this method for you guys first, so you get in the habit of actually doing keyword research and understanding how to do it. But now I'm going to show you guys the type of ad groups that we want to actually rank for, okay? So how I set up my campaigns, let me give you an example. Actually, I'll go into my actual Google ad account for one of my clients. We'll go to all campaigns. So we can click here, and these are the ad groups that I usually rank for. So how I structure it is based on ad groups will be usually houses or homes for sale. That's one keyword. Then there's always condos for sale. And then you want to do other home types. And this is also based on your market. So some areas, some cities have more mobile homes, some don't, some have more homes with suites. You have to do your keyword research, which is why I want you guys to do that previously. And then you want to figure out the types of homes. So say, for example, there's search volume for homes with suites. You type in homes with suites. And obviously your city always, but you don't really necessarily have to even type that in. And then you just go in different ones. So townhomes for sale, duplexes for sale. And this is all dependent on actual keyword volume, which is why you want to do your keyword research first. But how I structure it is basically I'll have like the one kind of main keywords, like say homes for sale or sometimes real estate if it's a small city. If your city's under 50 to 70,000, you could target real estate and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like the main one, houses for sale or homes for sale. Then I have the types of homes, so condos, mobile homes, and stuff like that. And then I have the neighborhoods. And so basically, to find the neighborhoods, say if you wanted to do Fort McMurray, you could do neighborhoods. Local neighborhoods in here. And so we could just look through. And then you could see like Timberlea is a neighborhood. So you just go type it in, which you should have already from your keyword research. For sale. Well, let's see what that pops up. 210, cost per click 34 cents. Not one person advertising on it. Prime. Like these is the exact reason why I go after these keywords rather than your general like Vancouver real estate. Okay, so we separate them into single keyword ad groups, and we're going after keywords that virtually no other agent's going after. You know, because most agents don't know what they're doing, or they hired some other firm that honestly isn't actually have their best interest in it. So they just run your general campaigns where it's going to get you results where you'll be happy, but by any means are not going to get you the best result. Okay. So how I set up my campaign to review is I set it up by using a general one, home for sale, you know, maybe real estate if you want to test it. But then I structure it based on the type of home and then the neighborhood. Because people, one, if you type in the neighborhood, most likely people aren't going to rank for it. So you're going to be the only person, and you can see the cost per click is extremely cheap, and there's 210 people. So that's 210 people that you can get for, you know, $50. A good chance you're going to get 40 leads, 50 leads off that, you know? And so going after the neighborhoods is going to help rank you number one because no one else is going to see it whatsoever, you know? And there's other things you can go after too, but it's based on your keyword research. And then the next one is the type of home. And the reason why we separate ourselves in that aspect is because when someone types in condos or townhomes, most of the people are running ads for like homes for sale or Victoria real estate, where we're actually popping up and saying like, hey, homes with suites available now, or condos for sale, or townhomes for sale in Victoria. You know, so we're able to segment ourselves, separate ourselves from everyone else, rank above them, get a higher click-through rate, our landing page is way more optimized, and we'll get cheaper leads. Okay, so that's the structure and how we want to do it. So you guys want to go through all of this, and obviously too with the neighborhoods. And with neighborhoods, there may be more keywords that you could target within that too. So say for example, Timberlea, obviously this isn't going to because it's a small city, but Timberlea home for sale, we can see 210. But if you typed in condos for sale, it doesn't have a search. So for this example, realistically, we'd only target home for sale. But say for a bigger neighborhood or town or city, that could be, if you're in a bigger city, say like Victoria, where you have kind of like cities within each city, and you still want to target that general location, Saanich. So say for example, I typed in this, which is a city within a city technically. You can see that has homes for sale, Saanich, has 590. Okay, so we'd obviously target that. But since that's already somewhat a high, we could look up condos for sale within that neighborhood too. Not that high, so we don't really need to do it. Oh, here we go. Condos for sale, Sydney, BC, which is just another one just like Saanich. Now we can see that has 590. Okay. Now, if you typed in homes for sale, it's most likely going to be higher. So if you have an area, a neighborhood, or a small area that you're targeting where it has a high volume keyword search for multiple different types of homes, then I would recommend, if you want to advertise that, create a whole new campaign. Because again, we'll be going against the entire strategy that we're doing if you add condos for sale and homes for sale within one neighborhood or area. Because then your keyword relevance and everything else is going to go down. So if you have an area that has high volume search for multiple different types of homes, I would recommend taking it and starting a brand new campaign so that you can still keep that single keyword ad groups and rank above everyone else. Okay, so I just wanted to add that in just in case you do fall into that, because I know some of you do live in bigger cities. Okay, so then at this point we should have all the keywords that we actually wanted to rank for right in here, and we could see all the volume. And now you have the types of home keywords that you want to rank for, the neighborhoods, and obviously the general ones like homes for sale or maybe real estate if you want to go after that. Now I usually open a Google Doc file because it just makes it a lot easier. And then I'll create my structure. And then I'll do campaign, and then it could be for Mac, ad groups. So now I'll add, you know, homes for sale for Mac. Condos for sale for Mac. Mobile homes for sale for Mac. Townhomes for sale for Mac. And then I'll add neighborhoods. You know, and we could just keep going like that. And then now we have the ad groups. And now you're going to want to do the keywords within each ad group. Okay. So now we want to write down the keywords. So within Google, let me go back to Google to quickly show you guys. Say for example, if I go to mobile homes. So these are the two keywords that I typed into rank for. And now you can see that that's a phrase match. So within Google, you don't just enter your keyword in because there's different types of match types that you can go after. And so for example, Google Ads match types. Here you go. So there's 4 different types. There's broad match, modified broad match, phrase match, and exact match. And so broad match is literally if you just went into Google Ads keyword and just typed in homes for sale for Mac. And so with broad match, that means that any one of these words, if someone types it in, you'll rank for. So if someone typed in homes for rent or dogs for sale, since it has sale or homes for it, you're going to rank for that. So we never want to do broad match, okay? We never ever want to really do that because you're going to rank for a lot of random keywords that the intent of the search is not actually someone looking to buy or sell a home. okay? So you never want to use broad match. Modified broad match I never use personally either. I always use phrase match and exact match because then we can get the highest intent search. Ideally, I'd like to use exact match every time, but we can't predict what people are going to search in. So with phrase match, how phrase match works is basically you would put in the keyword planner. So you can see right here, actually. Right here. So it's the little quotations. So if I just put quotations on there, now that becomes a phrase match, which means that someone has to type this in, but they can have another word on the end, or the front of it, or the end of it. So they could type in best homes for sale Fort Mac. Or they could type in homes for sale Fort Mac below 300K. You know what I mean? And so that way we're able to still keep our relevant and intent of the keywords somewhat like close to what we actually want to get, the intent, but we're able to kind of open it up a bit just in case someone adds like best or below 300K on it, so we can rank for those as well. And so I always do phrase match and then exact match of the exact same keyword. And so then exact match is the brackets, homes for sale Fort Mac. And with exact match is exactly how it is. They have to exactly type this in. If they type in best or if they type in something else, it's not going to appear. So they need to exactly type this in for you to appear. And these are obviously the best because then we're able to rank exactly for what they're searching for. But these are the two ones I always keep in mind. So always know there's 4 different types. You never want to use broad match. I personally just never use modified broad match. I only use phrase match and exact match. And phrase match is the quotations around your keyword, and exact match is the brackets around your keyword, okay? And so then I want you guys to go through every ad group and just do the same thing. Condos for sale Fort Mac. For sale Fort Mac. And I just want you to keep going down here and keep doing this, okay? And you honestly don't even need to add Fort Mac because you're targeting the area too. I personally do. I'll do both. I'll do both because I just like to target both. But you could do condos for sale. And you don't necessarily need to put the city name because you're targeting your city already. But nice, add those in. And you want to do that throughout all your different ones. And that's literally what it's going to look like. So if I show you an example of one of my clients again, we just have these. Or if I go to, let me go to a different ad group. Let me change this so I can see. I want to see what we have. Okay, so if we go to condos for sale, let me just go to the keywords. Condos for sale, McMurray, condos for sale. Very simple. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and we can see within that the search terms. Boom. Since we have the broad match, we're still getting condo for sale, but it's a lot different. Apartments for sale, condos for sale for McMurray, condos for sale for McMurray. Apartments for sale, and Google knows that condos and apartments are the same thing, so it just automatically ranks you. Or if it has an S or it doesn't have an S on the end, don't worry about that stuff because Google knows like all that type of stuff. Condos for sale, I'm gonna keep going in, and we could see all the different searches that they typed in. Condo for sale for McMurray, Kijiji. I might remove that one. And so that's what we want to do. So you guys want to get your campaign, go into you guys don't have to use Google Docs or whatever, but I just like to because then it's easier for me to see when I actually implement it onto Google Ads, so I'm not kind of scattered. And just go down and go all through this, and then you'll have your entire list for your campaign that you'll be ready to implement. All right? So to recap, Google Ads, very easy. You have your campaigns, you have your ad group level, you have your ads, and then you have your keywords. And then if you want to look at demographics and stuff, it's right here. Okay? And with keywords, keyword research, we want to use Google Keyword Planner to help find some of the keyword volume and also solidify the top range bids and how much actual searches they're using. If you want to streamline the process, you could use keywords everywhere. It does cost $10, but I personally think it's worth it. And then you just sign up right here, where you type in your keyword and they'll give you all the results right here. You can export them all, get as many keywords possibly for your area in here as possible. And then we can actually take a look at it and look objectively at it and find the keywords that we want to rank for. How I set up my ads is the ad groups is I have the general, maybe homes for sale, maybe real estate if you're in a small town. And then I segment it by types of homes or styles of homes and then neighborhoods. And so then I want you guys to go in once you find the keywords within here that represent that. go over here into a document, add your campaign, add the ad groups, all the keywords, and then you'll be good to go to actually put this into Google Ads and get this running ASAP. Hey guys. Okay, so in this video is where we're actually going to be setting up our Google ad campaign and actually running it and getting it live. Alright, so you probably just watched the previous video, the keyword research. Now you should have, your massive keyword research list and then your Google Doc with the actual ad groups, the campaign and the ad groups within each one, okay? And so now we're going to want to use this to go build our ad. So we're going to hop back into Google Ads under campaigns. We're going to click this plus button and go new campaign. Okay, and then we're going to want to click leads and search. Then you're going to go in, type in your website, and then continue. And then this is a campaign name, so I usually name it as the city. So say for example we're doing Fort Mac. We're going to do search only, so unclick display network. And then we're going to want to go into location or enter another location, and you're going to type your city or wherever you want to target. So if you want to target specific zip codes, you can. If you want to target a city, you can. Either a zip code or city works. And so then you have that in there. So, and then you can choose to, so presence or interest, people in regularly or who showed interest in this location, people regularly in your location, or people searching for your location. Now, with real estate, you're going to want to do this one because this is going to also encompass people who are looking to move to Fort Mac. But any other time you're going to target people that are just in your city, you're going to use this one. But since real estate, you get a lot of people from outside the city, we're going to use this one. And then we're going to click just English, and we'll set a budget. I usually like to start with at least $10 a day, but I normally do 15 as because we're shooting for around $500 a month. That's the bottom limit that I would recommend. You can start with 300. If you're really just starting out as a brand new agent, start with 300 for the first month, and then you'll get enough leads and then build up. But usually I recommend starting with 500. Basically, the more money you can put in, the faster you'll get data back. There isn't a need to spend, thousands of dollars because you might as well start with a lower amount to see the results, but 500 is enough. So you can start with lower amounts if you want to, 300 if you want to, but I always recommend starting with 500 if you want to be able to spend to get enough data. It just takes you longer to get the data and results back. That's completely it. So we're going to do conversions. We're going to unclick this because we do not want to set a target cost per action, especially right now as we do not have data. And then we're going to be in the extensions. So the extensions is we definitely want to add this because we will get higher click-through rates and we will have a higher quality score through this. And so usually we do a call extension. And so this is where you would put your actual phone number. And so you just do new call extension, Canada or States, put your phone number in, and then that will pop up on your Google ad. You can add call-out extensions, which is basically just like little headline things, like if you're going to do the best agent in your city or stuff like that. I don't usually use it. I'll have the call extension and then site link. And so for site links, what I always do is I'll break it off based on price. Because when we're running ads to either homes for sale or the type of home or the neighborhood. But one thing we're not searching for, which applies to every single person, is their budget. And so no matter what, if they search condos or houses for sale, we're going to have these site links, which will also allow them to say if they didn't want to click on that, but then they saw some other advertisement towards homes or condos that had related to their budget, they may also click on it as well. So I always set up these extensions. You can add another one if you have properties, but again, only add these if you actually have 10 properties within each budget. You can add another one for $1 million plus if you had tons of those properties. If you don't, just don't add it. But basically, to create a site link extension, you'd create this text. So you would do for sale under, or you could do for homes for sale, 250K to 500K. Or we could just remove that. $500K. And then we add our descriptions and then our final URL. Okay, so now we have this set up for the description. I could just cancel this and I'll just grab the previous description. view all listings, find new properties. And so you would just go in and add that there. You guys also will have right below here, you'll have my actual ad copies that I use that are proven to actually get the highest click-through rates. So I include the actual ad headlines as well as the descriptions. So instead of you guys having to type your own stuff out here, I'll have it in the Google Docs downloadable file right below. So just go copy and paste that stuff, add it in here, and now you'll have your terms, and you keep adding them more all until you have 500K to 750, 750 to a mil. And now you need to add your URLs, okay? And so now we're going to want to go to our website. Now, ideally, especially within this course, you set up your website within Real Geeks. Real Geeks is by far the best one. I've tested with dozens, hundreds of clients, and Real Geeks always outperforms, okay? So if you do have your Real Geeks website, great. If you don't, you're going to have to figure out however to get the links on your own website. I'm not sure how that works. You just go to your homepage, go to the search, and you basically type in your area. So say Nanaimo, for example, and we do 250 to 500K home condo, perfect, search. And we'll just go grab that link and go add it in there. I'm not going to actually do it, but we're just going to go add it in there, and then now you have your link. And then you would basically click back, as long as 47 properties, perfect. So we'd click back, and if we want to get the 500K, it's the exact same thing. So just go 500, 750, search, grab the link, and then paste it in there. And so you want to do that for all the homes that are, like, there's actually enough homes in there, but all within the different budgets, because that'll help actually increase your click-through rate as well. Okay? So now you have your site links, you have your call extension. Now we're going to save and continue. And now it's time to set up our ad groups. So this is where we're going to want to hop over to here and toss these things in. So homes for sale. I don't add Fort Mac because the campaign's Fort Mac. Homes for sale. And then we want to go over here, grab these, paste these in. Oh well, there's more. And then sometimes when you copy and paste it, Google won't be able to, like, for some reason, get this. So sometimes you just have to retype it out. So homes for sale, Fort Mac. Homes for sale, Fort Mac. And then we just delete these two. If you even have to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I just want to give you the heads up in case it doesn't work. Sometimes you just have to retype it. And then boom, that's completely fine. We go in, add a new ad group, and then we do condos for sale. And then we go in, add these in. Maybe we have to do the same thing again. And you're getting the kind of gist of what I'm doing here. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but you're just going to copy that out again. New ad group. Pop over here. Mobile homes. Mobile homes. And then mobile homes for Mac. I'm just going to keep it like this because I don't want to fill out everything to save you guys time. But then we're going to go through every ad group that we have. And usually I shoot for anywhere from 9 to 14 ad groups. And so I like usually with this one, this is a very small city in Fort Mac, but I still have, I think, 8 or 9 ad groups. In a city where there's 100,000 people, I have 12 or 13 ad groups running. So just keep going in and create as many ad groups as you can that are actually sufficient to the type of home or neighborhood, and then you're going to click save and continue. That's where they got the copy and paste issue. Okay, and so now we're here, and so we would have all our ad groups, but I discarded many of them, but we would have our ad group 1, which would be homes for sale. And now we would go click our ad, or we can edit, if you have a current ad that popped up, we can go click here, and basically you'd want to type in, just if it's homes for sale, maybe you just do homes for sale, maybe you do the city, so Nanaimo, or whatever you're doing, Fort Mac. And then we'd go to our headlines. So again, I have the document below. Just copy those exact headlines. Usually the first one's going to be homes for sale for McMurray. I have multiple ad headline tests because you want to create 2 to 3 ads for each ad group so you can see which one performs the best. Basically, just keep copying the stuff that I have in the document below. Add all those ones, view all available properties, and then just keep going in, add the descriptions. So the descriptions, which I will have in the document as well, we only use 2. And then that would be good, okay? And so I also do want to stop and pause too, because there's 2 different types of ads we're going to want to run. So still use the document that I have, because those are the proven ones that actually work, but we're going to want to do a dynamic ad and a not dynamic. And so a not dynamic is this. So basically we would have like, we'd have like 3 ads, and that's what our ad would pop up to. If we wanted homes for sale to pop up number 1 consistently, because if you don't have this number 1, where no matter what, homes for sale will be the number 1 of 1, it'll mix it all up. So view all available properties might be the first one when someone searches it. So I usually put 1 for that main one. And this is this. So this, no matter what, if someone types in homes for sale, Fort McMurray, or any other thing that could be popping up in that phrase match keyword, this is what's going to pop up. Okay, so we're going to want to create one ad like that. So click save and continue. And then we're going to want to click another ad. No, back. I want to add another ad. And then we're going to do the same thing. So add all the different ones. But for the main headline, we're going to want to do this. So we're going to want to put the little squiggly brackets and see keyword insertion. We're going to click that. And then we're going to type in homes for sale Fort Mac. Same thing as the last one, except now it's like this. And so keyword homes for Mac. So basically we're to have our same ad, exactly the same as this, or maybe a little bit different, because you want to use the variations. But we're going to test the keyword, dynamic keyword. And basically what this means is whatever anyone searches that actually ranks within your keyword that you're searching for. So say, for instance, homes for sale Fort Mac. Say someone typed in best homes for sale Fort Mac. This, when you have this keyword insertion, it's going to match the keyword that the person searched. So if they searched best homes for sale in Fort McMurray, that's what's going to pop up as a number 1 search there. But if they say typed in something that wasn't as relevant, or it didn't look good in terms of Google's eyes, they're just going to give you homes for sale Fort Mac. So this is basically like this keyword, dynamic keywords, modifies your main headline to the keyword that they're actually searching, which helps with your click-through rate and actually having that ad relevance. But in case they type something really weird or they have spelling errors and stuff like that, homes for sale Fort Mac will still pop up. And so I always test with both, because most of the time I do see dynamic perform better, but sometimes the standard ones perform better too. So create variations of one ad, regular, standard, and create one being a dynamic. And then probably the third one you would create being a standard as well, but just a different variation of words to compare against the two. Okay? So you just want to go through that, fill out all the information from my document below, fill all this stuff out, and now we need to add the URLs, okay? So I didn't add the URL with this one because I just thought I'd deal with it with this area, but now we need to get this. So this one is homes for sale. So we're going to want to go over back to our Real Geeks website. I like to click on advanced search because I feel like it gives me more options. Okay, so we're going to scroll down to the city, and then we're going to take off condos, and then we're going to click search. And so now you're not going to want to take this link yet, because with these type of searches, it's how Real Geeks sets up. It's going to rank by the highest price. You do not want the highest price because you're going to lose a lot of people. If people search for condos for sale or whatever, and they go, and the first 5 condos they see are over $1 million, and they're looking for a condo that's $400K, most likely they're going to leave. And so what I always do is I switch to newest. Therefore, these are the hot properties that just got on the market, and then you copy the listing. And then you copy it, go over, paste it in there, and you'd be good to go, okay? And then same thing, you go on to the next ad and say it's condos for sale. You would do the same thing. So you would refine your search. Or I like to go to the homepage because I want to get the actual URL. I don't want the URL to be stringed. But basically, we would swap this out. Go down to your city. No, perfect. Switch it over to newest. Boom, grab that link and paste it in. And see, this is newest. So see the difference of searches? So if a regular person was looking for a condo, and they land on this page, what are the chances of this person clicking on the first top 5 of these links unless they're making a lot of money
slim to none. But if they go and they pop up and see newest, 189, 229, 200, 425, this is down their alley. So we always want to do newest. And you copy that, do the same thing. And then for an example, if we were going to do a neighborhood, so say we wanted to do a neighborhood, we'd click on Nanaimo, and then we would look for an area. So one of the areas is Central Nanaimo. So if we wanted to target Central Nanaimo, or say Cedar is like a more of a farmland area that's in Nanaimo or just outside of Nanaimo, kind of. And basically we would do homes or condos. For any neighborhood, I always leave everything. And then we just search this. Get this over, because we don't want people seeing these prices. We want people seeing... But yeah, we have a lot cheaper ones pop up there, and basically we just copy this, paste that in, and just keep going through. So now you guys know how to find the neighborhoods. Now we're going to do the style of home. So for example, we'll go to the city, all areas, and then we could do the styling preference. So we could look through, say we wanted to go at a rancher, for example, or a duplex. We'd click rancher, have this all laid out, and click search. 30 properties, ranchers. Click it to new, right here. Exactly for what most people are going to be looking for. So now when someone searches townhomes for sale, they're not going to a website where it shows all the homes, let alone the highest priced homes. They're going and seeing townhomes that are right down their alley, which means that they're way more likely, you're going to get a higher quality score, but they're way more likely to actually convert once they went onto your website into an actual lead. Okay? So then we just click this, sign up with a lead, and now they're a lead. That simple. And so that's how we get all the links for our actual ads. Just go refine the search, copy the link, make sure it's on newest, and then paste it into Google Ads. And you're going to want to run through, have all that. Check your campaign, and then you would run the campaign, which I'm not going to, but I will run the campaign, and then you'd be able to go into campaigns, and you would see your campaign right here, and it would be in review. And then once it's live, you guys are basically good to go. And now from here, your only objective is basically to watch and monitor and optimize your Google ad campaign. All right. So to recap, we want to go use our keywords and then have our document. And then we're going to want to go and create a campaign. And then we're going to want to add all the different ad groups. Well, actually within a campaign, we're going to want to target a location and all that stuff. And then we're going to want to add our ad groups to our Google ad campaign, and then we create the ad variation. So 3 ads. 1 is going to be a dynamic ad, and then 2 are just going to be different ad headlines. And then you want to add the URL by actually doing the search on the Real Geeks website, making sure it's on newest, pasting it in there, and then posting it live. And that's all you guys really need to do for this part. Now that you guys have ran your ads, I don't want you guys to go constantly monitor it like every single day, because Google Ads takes time, okay? So for most of you, you shouldn't even have to look at your Google Ads for 2 weeks. Obviously check in the first 2 days to make sure everything's working and it's going to the website that you want it to go to and everything. But to look at actual results, you realistically want to have 2 weeks of data before you can make any changes. The only exception for that is if you were literally getting no leads or your lead cost was in the $20 to $30 range. You know, if you're in that range, then yeah, you do need to clearly change something or cut some ad groups because something isn't working. But if you're even getting in the 10s or just under 10, just let it sit for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, then you can actually look and have still not a lot of data, but it's enough data to actually be able to make a few different choices on what you should do to optimize your campaign. All right. So I hope this video, guys, was very easy to understand. It should be. Once you guys implement this method, you guys will see results and you will crush it with this, okay? I'm really excited to be showing you guys because I really want more people to actually use this strategy because I see so many agents consistently just struggling to get more sales and get more sales. And every time I've laid this out for clients, regardless of if they've been in the business for 25 years or if they're brand new, it works. As long as you're a nice person, you can sell people and you give people tons of value, this works, all right?
Well, this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you really want to take your lead generation to the next level and make sure your campaigns are profitable long term, I have an advanced program where you work with me and I show you exactly how to keep your campaigns profitable and optimize every month. how to set up your retargeting audiences to get half the lead cost, other things like my custom email automation sequence, and every month I will personally monitor your campaigns and tell you exactly what to change so you never have to worry about letting your campaigns get out of whack. If you're interested in that, you can click the link in the description below this video to get more information. So without further ado, I want to say thank you, and I'd say this is goodbye.